Once upon a time, there were two sleep-deprived college students who thought that the conversations they had in private were hilarious and made the grave mistake of starting a podcast. Did they know what they were doing?
No,
Was it a good idea?
probably not.
Were they funny?
I don't fucking know. You tell me.
Now their travels are far from over, and many more stories will be told of their misfortune as they will continue to barely live, sadly ever after. Good night, my little homie. Sleep tight. Insert music. Boom, ba.
God damn it.
Both of us are suffering from chronic depression and won't see anyone about it. But it's okay, because we make jokes about it. My name's Steven.
And my name is Grant.
And this is Kiss the Homies Goodnight. Wow. What an intro.
Fucking fantastic.
What an absolutely beautiful intro.
I wasn't expecting the voice.
Oh, the bro voice?
I knew you would do it, but Jesus Christ.
My goal for these intros is going to be, one of these days I'm going to come in, whole thing in Spanish. Just to absolutely fuck with you.
You can do that. I won't understand a word of it, and I could try speaking in broken Mandarin, but it's gonna be an absolute fucking dumpster fire.
Here, if you try that, I'll just say that you're white and then we'll get canceled.
I mean, white people can speak Chinese, and granted, in all the movies, it's usually horrible.
Yeah. But I'm assuming the broken, people are just gonna assume it's offensive.
Mark Ruffalo as Bruce Banner trying to speak. What was it? It was I don't know. It was in Calcutta, I think. And that one. Which movie was that?
The Avengers.
Oh, that was the Avengers.
You're talking about the one where the agents surround him. He talks to the little boy. Yeah, that's the Avengers. Your knowledge of Marvel cinema is outstanding.
Fantastic.
Oh well, we should probably introduce ourselves a bit, considering we kind of jumped into the conversation and they have no clue who we are. Frankly, we barely know who we are.
Who fucking cares?
That's probably the best point you've made all night in this very long recording. I'm Steven, last name redacted, and I am a junior here at the University of Pittsburgh. But I'll be graduate end of the year.
I'm Grant, last name also expunged from the records. I am a junior. I will be graduating next fall.
Yep, so we got one semester early with Grant. We got a year early for me. And we're just living our best lives here in the University of Pittsburgh. Grant, why don't you tell the kind folks at home some of the things about you, what you find interesting, what really gets you up in the morning?
Usually it's because I have to pee.
That's a fair response.
And
by morning, I mean noon, at best.
PM. We just got out of winter break, and I spent the entire month of December sleeping from 5 to 6 in the morning to 1 in the afternoon.
Despite me telling you to stop.
And staying awake in bed until 3.
I mean, we've all done it a couple times, but you made it a nightly tradition.
Yeah. Gotta love all those nights of passing out watching YouTube videos so you don't have to be alone with your thoughts.
Yeah, the thoughts are the scariest things. This is the first episode, so we can't get into how horrible our mental state is right now.
Not too late.
I guess just some. You want to know a fun fact about me, Grant?
Go.
I have a entire collection of Sherlock's home book. Oh, jeez. Schlock. I have an entire selection of the original Schlock by Sir Arthur Conan Doyle. Yes, thank you. And I've gotten halfway through. It's one of those big Barnes & Noble's exclusives. So it's got the fancy embroidery and stuff. I got it for Christmas one year. And I'm halfway through. The last time I read it was early in fall semester, so about 5 months ago. I haven't opened that bitch since. I mean, they're all the exact same story when you read them back to back to back.
Nice. I don't read. I have a shelf full of textbooks that are probably altogether $1,500, and I haven't touched any of them since freshman year.
Well, that's fair. You're a genius.
Don't go to college. Nobody uses the textbooks. The professors tell you not to.
Well, for your major, no one uses it. For my major, the classes are the textbooks.
Oh God, fuck that.
So, but also the textbooks are just kind of like books. They're not what you have to deal with. Which I mean, thank God.
I love the small class gen ed professors that actively purposely piracy.
Oh yeah, I've had so many of those classes where the whole ass book, it might have been shittily like scanned,
Oh,
but it was
horrible
whole
scanned.
scanned. Like the last couple words you can't read in every sentence because it's curved down into the spine a bit.
Oh, when the entire ass crack of the book is just completely black because they didn't push it far enough against the plate. Yeah. Oh, we hate to see it.
Yeah, I also don't really read anymore. Like I try to get reading over the summer, I try to get back into it, and I keep telling myself, oh, I have to get back into reading. But then I just find a slapping YouTube video that I'd rather spend an hour watching than a book to read. And that's for my major, which again, y'all will never know, is really just makes no sense. Like reading is like half of it at least.
They'll know eventually. I don't know why the fuck I decided that we'd keep our majors out of this for the first episode, but I guess we're sticking with it.
Yes, when we planned this out, the at I don't know, 9 o'clock, 10:30, right after the Super Bowl, which the Buccaneers just beat the Chiefs. Grant wasn't really watching, but he was just down here, so I wouldn't feel super lonely, which I appreciate, man.
Biochem homework.
Yeah, he was doing homework. God, I completely forgot where my train of thought was going on that one.
No majors.
Oh yeah, no man. Well, that doesn't fully. But yeah. So Grant decided, what if we just didn't do no majors for a fun little surprise in case we ever get big? Which the more we say, because we've talked about this for a week or two, not really planned it at all, just kept saying, oh, so we're gonna do a podcast, and eventually we're like, oh, we're gonna do a podcast, and then we rented the equipment, and now we're doing a podcast.
This might be a mistake, but like
I'm fully committing to it though.
it's free. I've wasted more time on worse things.
Listen, it's two homies getting to know each other even more and spending time with each other, and maybe we'll get a Raycon sponsorship.
You've seen my ass tattoo already. I don't know how much more there is to know.
Do you want to hold on? We'll save
Not elaborating.
we'll save the ass tattoo discussion for another time when we implement the target section of the podcast, the mini podcast within the podcast, if you will.
Our deplorable spending habits.
So yeah, listen, hear me out, folks. If you don't know what the fuck is going on, neither do we. We have no idea what this podcast will be about. We genuinely just kind of thought that we said some funny shit sometimes. We thought, hey, might as well fucking make a podcast. I mean, we're going to be talking anyways, so might as well record it.
Obviously unscripted. There isn't even a topic. We were going to pick one, and then we didn't.
And then we did. We kept being like, we should pick a topic. We should pick a topic. And then at one point, Grant just said, "All right, we're ready to record," and we had not picked a topic whatsoever. Which I don't know if we should be bragging about our lack of preparation for this.
This was a horrible idea.
I mean, the more we do it, the worse an idea gets. But the worse an idea it gets, the funnier it could potentially be. So you never know.
Could be. I feel like it would have worked better because right now, well, at the time of recording, it's like 10:50 at night. Usually, we're up at like 2 a.m. watching shitty anime on Netflix.
That should. Let's explain that. So at the beginning of the semester, Grant and I, who have horrible sleep habits, and am I blaming Grant for my garbage sleep habits?
Only a little.
No. Am I blaming our other friend Sydney for my garbage sleep habits? Yes, 100%. Without a doubt. And was Grant there for it? Yes. So is he kind of to blame? Yes. But we both have pretty terrible sleep habits. And so we were sitting down here at probably 10 p.m. when we first moved in. We're currently living in our first house by ourselves. I mean, we're in college, so it's an apartment, but it's a house, so
Yeah.
I don't know what you'd want to call it. It's kind of falling apart. We'll have to have some stories about the shelves where glasses are constantly trying to fall out and kill us.
Yeah, it's a time. One of the floor tiles in the kitchen in front of the sink is just destroyed because we always stand on that tile whenever we like wash our hands or the dishes, and it's in pieces.
Oh, it has been shattered repeatedly.
Should we tell our landlord about that? Or
No, it's a shitty tile.
he's been in and out of that
He's-
because of
yes.
the water bill at least like 5 times in the last month.
Mhm.
He's seen it. He doesn't give a shit.
No.
I want to talk about the fucking water bill.
Well, now hold on, Grant. We have to stick with one story for a moment. We can't be jumping around like this. The people want consistency from us.
The dad.
Son, don't make me come over there and whoop your ass. So we live together now, and we are supposed to have a third roommate, he who shall not be named, but he's not living with it. I'm sure we'll get into the specifics behind that at one point. But we were just sitting down here at 10 with looking at our obnoxiously large TV that Grant picked out for us. And we're just scrolling through Netflix. I'm like, Grant, let's have an anime. Let's watch an anime. Like, we need an anime. And so we started watching Bleach. And when I mean watching Bleach, and I promise, this won't be an anime podcast. Like, we're going to talk about it, but there'll be other stuff besides it. But we started watching Bleach, and it was a shit show. It was amazing. We loved it. We spent the entire, because there's how many, 400 some odd episodes of it?
Yeah.
Around there. So we spent the entire fall semester at least 2 hours watching Bleach every night, every single night, with one exception where I remember I was having a particularly bad day with some schoolwork, and like I lost all my savings on this essay I was working on.
Fuck.
And so I like was just distraught. Went for like a walk at like 12 p.m. We in the frigid temperatures. We didn't watch that night, but every single other night, and we finished Bleach just before the start of fall, or just before the start of the winter break,
Yeah.
and it was depressing because we had grown so attached to that show. We watched like every single night.
Yeah, we blew through like over a decade's worth of anime in 3 months.
But so we now continue that tradition, and we watch.
Mostly shit. Actually, no. We started off strong.
We started off strong with Bleach, which I mean, there's a lot of filler arcs in Bleach, which are arcs that aren't in the manga and genuinely are shit. And there's a lot of that. We watched through it all because Mama didn't raise no bitch. But we've also watched The Promised Neverland, which was a fairly good one, I would say.
We were texting back and forth over all of winter break. We're gonna watch Demon Slayer when we get back, right? Yeah, we're gonna watch Demon Slayer. It took us a few days.
It took us 2 days.
Yeah.
No, 3. It took us 2 days or 3 days of watching, 4 total days, because one of the days we didn't watch it because
we blew right through that.
We had somebody over. We watched 26 episodes or 22. It was one of those. It was in the 20s of Demon Slayer. Great show. In 3 some odd days. We then watched The Promised Neverland. Then this is when it started going off the rails a bit. We started watching Kakiguri, which is a show that Grant's already seen. And it is, the way I would describe it is femdom lesbian gamblers written by men.
Yeah.
That is how I would describe that show.
It is a great example of how to pass the Bechdel test with flying colors and absolute shit. And also a very bad depiction of women overall.
Yeah.
But it is gay, so...
Oh, there's...
Canonically extremely gay.
I think this should be probably a topic for a separate episode, because I think we have a lot to say about this show. There's so much to unpack about it. But, so we'll save that for... And then we're currently watching Food Wars, at least what's on Netflix. And we're almost done that. And God, it's not good. Like with Kakaguri, it wasn't good, but it was entertaining. Food Wars is still kind of entertaining, but like it's more mindless. It's not good. It's not.
Here's my beef. Upon my like second watching of Food Wars, well, the first 2 seasons, the way they explain the food is absolute horseshit.
Oh yeah, what they say makes no sense.
They say depth of flavor at least 7 times an episode in lieu of actual like criticism or analysis.
Yeah, it's not great. We're almost done that, so we're gonna need to find a new anime to watch soon. And I just thinking now about the fact that we're gonna have to re-listen to us just to make sure everything went right in the recording. I'm not looking forward to listening to my own voice.
Horrible.
It is gonna be a rough one. But let's give a little background on why we already said because we thought we had some funny conversations, but do you remember when it was when it was that I thought we like, hey, let's do it? Like when we're doing a podcast.
I kind of thought the idea had been floating around for a bit.
It had been floating around, but do you remember when it became real? At least in my opinion, when it became real.
You're gonna have to remind me.
So there was a period after Demon Slayer when we started watching, because Grant has a box set of some of the classic Ghibli movies, which I will purposely pronounce incorrectly.
This is the new GIF.
I will purposely pronounce incorrectly so that but all the millions and millions of fans in our comment section will not at me for it, because I'm clearly doing it wrong. And we were watching The Wind Rises, which, by the way, looks nice, has some cool aesthetics to it. No fucking plot whatsoever. That is a plotless mess, in my opinion.
I mean, it was somewhat biographical, right? So that kind of makes sense.
Well, very vaguely, I think. I don't think it was it was it was romanticized a lot.
Mm-hmm.
But so we were watching that, and at one point, one of us said, "Kiss the Homies Goodnight," which is a statement that I'm very fond of, because I feel like throughout a lot of history, and especially recent times, male friendships are looked down upon. Like you can't be like tight homies with somebody. You know, I feel like people are like, bro, like if you're close with a male, like that's gay or something like that. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like there's definitely an essence of toxic masculinity. And so I love the idea of Kiss the Homies Goodnight. And one of us said that, and I remember I was sitting over there eating a chocolate penguin, because, you know, we're classy over here in Pittsburgh eating
also
chocolate
not
penguins. What?
Also not vegans.
Well, yeah, that's unreal. How's that related?
Penguin.
Oh,
fuck me. I'm so sorry.
You should be with that. I mean, I'm usually the pun guy, and
that wasn't a pun. It was just bad.
Are you practicing Japanese?
My streak is in danger.
Okay, because obviously you can't see this. I'm looking over, trying to have a conversation with Grant, and he's fucking practicing Japanese on Duolingo.
I'm listening.
I don't give a shit about your streak being in danger. Okay. So about a month ago, we were like, wouldn't it be cool if we did Japanese? Grant was like, wouldn't it be cool if it's Japanese? I'm like, I'll do Japanese with you. Because I had a feeling that if it wasn't forced, you wouldn't do it. And so we ended up doing it together. We got to about 20 days before I personally had something happen to me recently where I wasn't up to it to keep the streak alive anymore. So I'm no longer doing it. And also, no offense, Duolingo, but like learning Japanese on you is probably one of the worst ways to learn Japanese.
Well, I'm just doing it for shits and giggles now.
You're just doing it out of fucking not tradition, but repetition, habit at this point.
And a little bit of spite.
And a little bit of fair. I can't believe you're doing this to me. Like, I'm a little offended. I'm not gonna lie.
It's 11 p.m.
I don't care about your streak. We finally decided we're gonna record the podcast. We're gonna do this, and you're sitting over there in your deep ass V-neck shirt with your goddamn flipping, I don't know, flip flops on, pants tucked into your socks, looking motherfucker, practicing on Duolingo. I'll never forget. You see this right here? This right here, Grant, we're fighting. This is a fight we're having right here. I'm gonna go live with my mom for a bit. I'm gonna take the kids, and I'm gonna go to my mom's house. And when you get this together, we'll be over it.
Would y'all like to know what the fuck this man said? Okay, so before the gyms on campus opened up again, we would go on short walks like around the campus.
Very romantic.
To get out of the house. At some point, so there's a popcorn shop in one of the streets that we walked down.
Pittsburgh popcorn.
We always see it. It looks kind of dope. We never went in there. So at some point, we were like, we're getting popcorn, right? And I was like, okay, fuck it. So we stop in there. Steven is like, yeah, can we take the gallon bucket of caramel corn? So as the guy's going to the back to get it, I don't even remember what we were saying, but the guy comes out of the back, and the moment he does, Steven says, this right here, and we're fighting.
I motion a finger between us. I think to really get the full story, you need a little more context. So we're walking together, and like, I'm a straight man personally, and I know that you are a raging homosexual. And
Most likely.
and So, and we walk everywhere together, and I have a feeling that at least 50% of the people that see us assume we're in a couple or a couple of some sort, because we're always doing stupid stuff, and so we walk in there together, like clearly just having gone for a walk, and like let's be honest, most guys don't go for walks with the guy. They're not confident. They're not confident enough to go with a nice platonic masculine walk with each other, uh, as the sun's setting behind them, and so we enter in. We're like fidgeting with each other. Like I'm poking him, he's like poking me. And then we're like, it's this man without a doubt thought we were a gay couple. Like he's standing there. Because the way we talk to each other, I feel like is very similar to how one of those like cutesy Netflix movie couples talk together where they sass each other just enough where it's funny, but not enough where it hurts each other.
Oh, now I hate it.
Okay, well, you hate me. Nothing new there. But that's how we interact with each other a lot. We're sassy, but like yeah, we care about each other. And so he's saying some bullshit to me. I don't know. He's just being Grant to me. And I like, hey, ready? He like without a doubt he thought that we were gonna take up.
The moment you say that, he steps out of the back with the popcorn.
He just holding our giant television, which we finished in a day and a half.
Basically. Oh, we finished 3/4 of it the night we got it.
Yeah. And so I'm part of me wants to make it my personal mission whenever we're out in public to make people think that we're a gay couple.
We already do it.
I know we already do it, but like I aspire to fuck with everybody as much as possible.
Why is that your goal?
Because life's depressing sometimes, so you have to make a game out of it.
Yeah.
But God, the more we really need to like set, because I feel like we're jumping stories to stories, but
It's all over the place.
So back to the story prior to we're fighting right now. This is right here. We're fighting. Kiss the Homies Goodnight. I just think it's a nice, funny way of like showing like friendship between guys. I think it's a fun thing to say, and I don't know if you know where my love of it fully originated, because I remember I was texting our mutual friend Sydney, and I was like, and this is when I first moved in. I know that you have been living here alone for like a month and a half at this point.
Yeah.
A month.
Just about.
And I was like, God, I'm going to give this man so much love and affection. I'm going to care about this guy so much. We're going to become besties. Like, and I was texting this to Sydney. I'm like, he's like, and I began joking with you. I'm like, bro, I'm going to read you a bedtime story, and I'm going to tuck you in real tight, and I'm going to give you a little kiss in the forehead. And yeah, I never told you what I'm about to say, but I told this all to Sydney, and then I added a step. I said, quick.
Go on.
I'm trying to get it out. Hold on, let me just take a second to get it all in. And so this is me texting our mutual friend. And so I'm gonna read a bedtime story, and then I'm gonna tuck the homies in goodnight, kiss the homies in goodnight, and then I think I'm gonna fuck the homies goodnight a little bit, just a quick little fuck the homies goodnight. And
why would you say that to her?
Well, it was obviously a joke, Grant. And so if we had more kahunas, we would have named the show "Fuck the Homies Goodnight." But I do have an idea with that. I know I ran it by you. Mm-hmm. So once we become big, popular, and famous,
of course,
which will definitely happen. I mean, two dudes talking shit in a podcast have never been done before. It's like, what if you made an edgier and significantly shittier version of my brother and me?
Just a hint of,
with just a hint of, Wait, can you just real quick, because some of our viewers might not know what is.
It's Trixie and Katya's web series, which I love dearly, and I think Trixie herself has said that the name was not a good idea. I'm inclined to agree.
I respect the hell out of them for it, though. Just to walk in every day to work and just be like, all right, let's put all our makeup on, let's look all sexy. Welcome back to the show, guys. But so the idea I floated by was when we become big and famous, which definitely will happen. we should do a charity, like a charity thing. So where if we raise $50,000 for I don't know, the
Excellent question.
bringing laptops to the blue whales in the ocean. And if we raise like a certain amount of money, we'll do a exclusive podcast called "Fuck the Homies Goodnight," where we both give relationship advice. Even though I have only really I've been in a handful of relationships, but I've been in two like really like adult relationships, and you have been in
A whole zero.
a nice chunky zero.
Love to see it.
I mean, we don't. And I keep telling you to get out there. And I know COVID makes it hard, but there was a time before COVID. Like, bro, there's hot DILFs in the area. Real question, real quick. As a connoisseur of the adult arts medium, we've all gotten hot MILFs in your area ads. Do you get hot DILFs in your area ads?
No, because I think of all the things Google knows about me, they don't know that I'm gay.
Well, yeah, I'm not talking about Google. I'm talking about Pornhub.
Oh.
I've never got. You just think I just Google shit in the corners? Where it says hot MILFs in your area?
That'd be funny. Well, all your ads are most of your ad preferences are run through Google.
Well, I know, but
Which is terrifying because I'll talk about something and then 20 minutes later I'll be scrolling through Reddit and I'll see an ad for the exact same thing I was talking about.
we're gonna get an ad from Spotify later being like, "Hey, do you want to listen to a real podcast? I heard you were into podcasts."
Do you want to listen to this piece of shit? 1 hour recording from these two morons with a mic?
It's like, hey, do you want to absolutely get brain fucked by these two dumbass idiots who don't know what they're doing? Awkward silence. Get ready for a lot more of that, viewers at home. God, I can see my voice spiking the shit out of the record.
Yeah, Audacity is not loving this.
I don't care about it. Well, here's Audacity might not be loving it, but don't worry. The fans will also not love it. Fans? Listen, we have adoring fans.
They just don't know it yet.
Listen to me out there. If you're out there, I want so much fucking fanfic about me and Grant. Like, I won't read any of it unless we do like a charity thing. But that's how you know you made it, right? Like, are you ever truly famous and an adult if people don't write fanfic about you? I want Susan in Michigan to write a heartfelt piece that's extremely poorly worded about how we met at VidCon, or fucking if VidCon's still a thing, and I was super nice to her. And then we just totally railed. Like I want so much yaoi fanfic about me and you. Did I use that word right?
I have no idea.
Okay, but like that's how you know you made. Like, is there any metric that's better to know you're famous?
Excellent. You got a point. It's mostly oh god, Rule 34 fan art.
Yo, if we make it on Rule 34,
Nobody knows what we look like, Steven.
well, I'm assuming at one point when we make it big, we're not gonna fucking go around like Daft Punk wearing masks when we go and have live podcasts.
Do we want people? We're gonna say some shits. We've already said some shit, Steven.
I'm fully aware if we already said some shit, and but like none of it's canceled.
That's fair. Yeah.
Like, all right, I have a real question for you. Because I know you've expressed a dislike for certain things that are constantly advertised by YouTubers, and I'm gonna let you pick right now. When we become even mildly well known, we will be getting some level of sponsorship ads, correct?
Mm.
Or sponsorship money. And listen, I just want money. I'm not doing this for money, but like if we get the opportunity to make money, I want to make some money. And so I'm gonna let you pick right now. What is one thing that is an automatic no if they ever reach out to sponsor us?
Oh.
Because I have an answer for it.
Honestly, kind of Raycons, but only because I'm a slut for Galaxy Buds.
Okay. Now, I disagree with you that, but if you tell me right now that that's the one thing we'll never let sponsor us, then that will be true. We will never be sponsored by Raycon. Is there no? Because there is a better answer.
I'm racking my brain right now, and it's gonna be a one.
All right, let me. The answer, the correct answer, without a doubt, is Raid Shadow Legends.
Oh fuck, Raid Shadow Legends.
We will. That is my personal pick. We will never accept a sponsorship from Raid Shadow Legends unless they back the Brinks truck up.
A small loan of $1 million.
If they give us $1 million, we will be sponsored by Raid Shadow Legends because that's what our integrity is worth to us.
Yeah.
So are you still sticking with Raycons? You do know that people like Snoop Dogg use them.
That hurts.
Snoop Lion, as he was known for a while.
Yeah. I forgot about that.
So did Snoop Dogg.
That's fair. I don't know. I got beef with Raycons. It's like for the price you can get better earbuds. Why are we talking about this? Jesus Christ.
Well, because we're going to get rich and famous one day. And so I know you've expressed a disdain for certain companies before. So we're good with Honey. We're good with all those. I mean, I use Honey.
I fuck with Skillshare.
Listen, Skillshare, if you're listening right now, if our one viewer is listening and you happen to be the owner of Skillshare, Mr. Hold on. Let's see. Who owns Skillshare?
Mr. Skillshare himself.
Let's
assume Miss Skillshare herself.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Support.
Okay. Okay.
Oh, God.
It's not good. Mr. Michael Carnajampa Procacorn.
Wait, turn that
Oh, yeah, give it a try. You get on me for that. Give it a try. Yeah.
I feel like the J is a Y sound, but I don't fucking Fuck.
The Yana sounds good. For those at home, if you're too lazy to Google it, it's Michael spelled, fucking Michael. And then Karnaya Procacorn, which is spelled KarjanaPrakorn. God, but Michael, Mr. Karnaja Procacorn. If you're there, or if Malcolm Ong is there, we would be so willing to absolutely suck at the teat of Skillshare for our viewership.
Well, there goes the sponsorship.
Listen, Michael's got to know his last name's rough.
Yeah.
Like, come on, don't go at us for that. Here, actually, but Skillshare might be a little too. They might stray away from our hard R rating. I think Honey will give a sponsorship to fucking anybody.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I've seen a Honey sponsorship on like a beheading video.
Probably. Wait, an ad or a sponsor?
Did that go over your head?
You're killing me here.
Like, listen, Honey, I love what you do. I use you. I recommend every one of our users to install Honey. But y'all will sponsor fucking anybody. I've seen some child skin a squirrel before, and I'm pretty sure that you sponsored him. Like they'll anywhere, anybody, that's what they're there for.
I'm real. The only thing I've been thinking about for the last 5 minutes is Michael Ong, because it reminds me of fucking egregious, what was it, the Last Airbender remake where they pronounced half the names wrong?
Don't get me started. So listen, we're both nerds, kind of, in different ways. But I resent most nerds who are like, they'll see a Star Wars movie and they'll be like I'll admit, the Disney Star Wars, not great. But like, there's those people out there who fucking just destroy. There are two things for me that I'm like that. And that is the Avatar: The Last Airbender, M. Night Shyamalan.
And dirt.
What? No, okay, listen. Don't. And the other thing is the fourth Indiana Jones movie, which doesn't exist, and I will not say its name because it doesn't exist. But to your point, so my dad's a soil scientist, and my hopeful profession involves soil pretty significantly. And so I always say soil. I was raised that you'd never call it dirt. Like dirt's a slur where I come from, Grant. Like dirt. I'm not going to say dirt is the N-word of the soil industry, because obviously it's not. but it's definitely the Fredo of of the soy industry.
God damn it,
Um,
man.
so as a podcast involving two best friends, we should probably give a general how we became friends.
Yes, a good
Smooth
half an hour
transition.
to that. A good half.
Hey,
An
we're
hour
making
into
half an
that.
hour. That's pretty decent timing. I mean, we haven't done shit at all.
Time flies when you have no idea what the fuck is going on. That's how I get through most of my classes.
Time flies when you're a fucking crankhead. So you want to give it a shot, Grant?
I don't remember most of it. I don't remember what happened last week. Do you think I would remember what happened sophomore year?
I'm expecting you to.
I remember meeting you and Sydney and Costin, our roommate, like at Pie Express, which is, by the way, it's fucking a horrifying pizza place in
Go in on. Go in on.
Okay. Worst part yet. So I walked down to Lower Campus a couple of days ago. They tore off the entire fucking storefront. And to be fair, the Pie Express is sharing. I think they're in the basement of the GNC like vitamin shop.
Well, the GNC vitamin shop's no longer in business.
Yeah.
Yes.
They went out of business, so they've been remodeling the interior. They ripped out the whole fucking storefront. So now it's just like exposed plaster and stucco, and it's even more. But yeah, this place is in a basement.
Mm-hmm.
The pizza's like $5. It's not amazing.
It's Subway for pizza.
Oh fuck, you're right.
It's like you choose your toppings, your sauces, and stuff like that. And like, it's not for what it is. For $5 for a decent sized personal pizza, it's not horrible.
It's not. I appreciate what they do, but the atmosphere, can you even call it an atmosphere?
No, it's if a dive bar was a pizzeria.
But yeah, I remember meeting you there, and I remember you probably thought that I was just like,
I thought you did not like me because you did not talk to me at all.
yeah. I didn't talk the whole time because I think it was our roommate in Sydney. We mentioned his name so many times. I don't know, but it was our roommate in Sydney arguing over Star Wars, whatever movie had come out at the end of 20, like. It was
I remember.
early
It was good goddamn. It was the one where they went to the planet where with the racing and the racing creatures, and they're like, don't animal abuse. That was the plot of that movie. Don't animal abuse.
Yeah, something girl power was our roommate's beef with it.
All right, listen. We don't need to act Costin like that at this point.
It's fine.
In the
yeah,
show.
don't worry. Yeah, no, that's not. But yeah, and then
But so I was talking about Star. I mean, you don't give a shit about Star Wars, obviously.
yeah,
But I was talking about it with them just because like, oh shit, something I know something about. Quick, I'll stop making awkward conversation. Sorry, I'll let you continue.
oh no, go ahead, please. I don't remember.
So we met there, and like I'm an extremely nervous guy. Like I'm super shy. I have negative self confidence. I constantly feel like an imposter. You know, all those things. That's me. If you've ever seen the movie, The Silent Voice, which is my depression movie, I watch it when I'm depressed.
High School of the Deaf.
Jesus, that's it is we're gonna get canceled for that one. It is an amazing anime movie. I recommend it's on Netflix. I recommend it. The dub is good, so you know if you're a sub supremacist or a dub actual real human being,
Stick it up your ass.
like yeah, just not what you're fucking kill. You see, ready? Ready?
We're fighting.
We're fighting. All right. First T-shirt. We're fighting.
Continue.
But so in the movie, there's a thing where this guy is like pretty depressed, and he just sees X's over everyone's face because he's like too scared to talk to people and stuff. And I wouldn't. It's not mine. Is not that severe, but that's a very similar feeling to what I had. And so I was obviously kind of horrified to meet you and Costin.
What had Sydney told you about us?
No, nothing. It was just I was just horrified to meet new people. But I'm also super lonely, so I want to make new friends. And you guys eventually invited me up, or I don't know if you invited me up or Sydney invited me up to play Stardew. And we started playing Stardew,
Yes.
which was pretty fun. I really enjoyed it. And then we played some Gloomhaven, which is kind of like a D&D thing, which our one Costin, the roommate, he's super into board games, and so we were. So he had that. We were playing. Grant was like this little rat bastard bitch character, and I was this big chalky character. Really, just matching our personalities. Do we want to go into No, we won't go into that. And so eventually I just kind of asked Austin one day, I'm like, hey, can I like move in with you guys next year? You moving off campus? And he's like, yeah, yeah. And so I asked Grant. Grant said it was cool too. And
Here we are.
here we are. And here's the thing: we're gonna dunk on Austin on occasion because he doesn't live with us anymore, and we're both, we're both a little bummed about that. Because I mean, it's just, I mean, Grant, I would say, I know you're not super Buddha with your emotions and all, but I would say that we've become very close friends. Dare I say, best friends, Grant?
Yeah, that's fair.
And so like it's not like him not being here has been horrible for us, but he has a pharmacy job, and he's like, yeah, if all school's gonna be online, fuck it, might as well
I mean, secure the bag, man.
secure the bag. And so, excuse me, can't blame him for that at all. But he hasn't been here, so it's kind of a little weird that like we have this whole empty room that he's not. Some of his stuff's there, but he hasn't lived.
The door to the attic doesn't even close because when he moved in, he was taking his stuff up to he lived in the attic is his bedroom. He was taking some stuff up there and his foot went right through one of the stairs. So our landlord came in, boarded it up. I was in the middle of class. I hear fucking loud ass pounding. So I mute myself on Zoom, turn off my camera, put down my headphones, walk over to the door, open it, stick my head out, and without looking say, what the fuck are you doing? I thought it was Costin hammering a plank. It was not. It was our landlord.
I'm not gonna guess his age, but it was our older than us landlord.
Yeah. So that was something.
Yeah, and so I mean, maybe we'll have him on sometime as a guest, as a guest. But
I mean, anything could happen.
anything could happen. But so he's not living with us anymore. I mean, he's still like here, and he still pays his part of the rent.
He's still on the lease, and he's welcome to join us.
Oh yeah, yeah. But that's kind of how we met, and I mean, it's been fairly smooth sailing. Like I don't think there's ever really been a threat to the friendship or like any big.
No. Just the time you turned on the washing machine a lot. Well, the time I turned on the washing machine as you were taking a shower and all the water went cold, and then you did the exact same thing today.
To be fair, I did not do it in retaliation.
No, the first time it happened months ago. I think we both forgot. That was the thing.
Yeah, it's just not something you think about, I guess, especially if you're new to. Because I mean, we both came from living on campus dorms, where those are two completely separate things. And so yeah, you gotta hashtag adulting. Oh,
Yeah.
but sometimes you gotta deal with that.
Yeah, sometimes the washing machines in the dorms came with free food inside.
Did they?
Yeah, there was like a whole probably half cup of rice on the rubber gasket of one of the washing machines.
What?
Rice in the washing machine.
Do you think that? Okay. Do you think that they put it in there done, or do you think it became perfectly cooked with the forbidden fruit flavoring through the wash?
I didn't taste it, but if I had to guess,
Now, why didn't you taste it? We in this life, in the short lives we have on this giant spinning wheel, we're only ever afforded washing machine rice maybe once.
But look, buddy, of all the ways I'd like to die, I don't want die because he ate fucking Tide Pod tainted rice on my epitaph.
Taint. Well, now that would be we should make Tide Pod this.
We don't even have Tide Pods.
No, but we do have dishwasher candy because we both thought that this apartment came with a dishwasher, so I brought the dishwasher.
Did you bring those?
Yeah.
I thought those had just been here.
No, I brought those because I thought we had a dishwasher, and we don't.
Oh, right, because they're on top of the fridge with the rest of our stuff right now.
Right next to the laundry sauce.
Yeah, and where the vodka used to be, not ours.
Yeah, this house came with 3 bottles of vodka, except they each had about 4 shots in them. And one of them was a New Amsterdam cinnamon apple flavor, which I actually didn't hate too much. It wasn't great,
but it wasn't bad.
It wasn't bad either. And then just some like Tito's, and then there's another one that had like a Russian man on it or something like that.
Yeah.
2 of them were plastic bottles, so you know they were good quality.
Yeah, I remember not touching it for like probably a week, and then drinking it one night and thinking, man, I'm gonna fucking die.
Yeah, I mean, does vodka go bad?
No, but vodka can be really bad.
Well, they're two separate things, my dude.
Yeah. In hindsight, was it a
Mhm.
mistake to drink someone else's vodka that they left here? Yeah. Did anything bad happen? Not that I know
Well,
of.
not did anything bad happen? Yes. Was it related to the vodka whatsoever? No.
I mean, I haven't had a blood test in months, so my liver could be slowly rotting, and I would have.
Well, that's probably from all the gin and whiskey that we drink.
Yeah.
We're a fine liquor household here. We're real classy over here.
But also, beer is terrible, man.
I mean, I've had a couple good beers in my day. I mean, beers. Now, I hate when people say this because really it just means it sucks. But if you force yourself to eat it enough, it's good. It's an acquired taste.
Yeah.
Which you fucking coffee people, man. It's acquired taste. Coffee sucks, and I hate coffee with a burning passion. And it sounds like someone is upstairs in our house right now, but I'm just going to assume it was snow falling off the roof because I heard a similar noise the other day, and that's what that was.
Can I run into the kitchen real quick? I will be right back.
Where are you gonna go, babe? All right. Well, I guess I guess I'll have to vent here and take over. So Grant is a horrible racist. I really think that needs to be addressed. Um, I think one time he said to me that people don't. Okay, he's come back and he has brought a slightly damp cleaver.
It was in the drawer.
All right, well, I guess there must be some liquid in the hand. So I had bought a cleaver the other day, and Grant has ceramic knives, and so now we currently are holding a selection of cutlery to defend ourselves from the Santa Claus invader that potentially has entered our house.
Do we want to get into the SCP Foundation shit, or would you rather
No,
stay off that?
no, no. We're fully staying away from your weird demon fetish.
Pog.
Don't. You're canceled.
We're all canceled now.
We're all canceled because you said hog.
What? Okay, wait, what were we talking about? Oh no. Oh
You're
fuck.
killing me.
I'm sorry.
You're absolutely
Sorry.
murdering me. You see me here? See how I'm laying here dead? There's blood oozing out of my neck.
The last thing I remember is Tide Pod rice and not our vodka. Oh fuck, that's what it was. Acquired tastes.
Yes, acquired taste. Um, I I hate coffee with a burning passion. I don't get how people drink it. It's disgusting to me. And also, I have this weird thing where caffeine makes me sleepy. It's apparently like a genetic thing. I'm not fully sure how, but Grant loves coffee, and he always complains about not being able to go to bed, despite the fact that he drinks coffee at like 1 p.m.
Oh, I go to bed just at like 6 hours after the normal time.
That's not better.
Think of it like I'm living.
You're a mangy creature.
If I were living in Hawaii, it would be a normal time to go to bed.
No, it would. If you were living in Hawaii, you'd be up till fucking 8 a.m. here.
I think closer to noon, but yeah, I got the idea.
Shut your whore mouth.
Where the fuck is this going?
It doesn't have to go anywhere. Not everything's a bit. You just sometimes you just need to shut your whore mouth.
Everything is a bit. Right after you say, shut your
Great. I don't know what else I can say sometimes, but you're an absolute fuck. I say it with love.
I gotta say, horror is extra ironic for me.
No, okay. You single-handedly have proven you can be a whore without having sex. You can't be a slut, but you can be a whore. You can without a doubt be a whore and a hoe, and you've proven that to me.
I don't even get paid.
Whores don't always get.
Yeah.
I guess I get
Just
it.
get fucked by the system.
Nice, knife high five.
Oh, you don't want to touch this knife. It's scraping dead skin off my ex and my written hands for the last 30 seconds.
Dude,
I'll wash them.
what the actual fuck? During our Good Christian podcast? Our podcast, as you
Oh,
have
now
said?
we're double canceled.
Now we're both equally canceled.
I realize how stupid my voice sounds, and I swear to fucking God, if I go back through this recording and I can't hear any of the stuff I said, because I'm looking at the waveform right now and it's not looking so great for me. because I don't enunciate.
I mean, I don't enunciate. I just talk kind of loud sometimes.
I don't talk that loud. The only reason I like sound okay in class is because the mic is like right in front of my lips.
We have a fancy mic too.
Yeah, just me kissing the pop filter.
Just
But yeah,
making out with it.
with tongue.
God, you can't see it at home, folks, but man, he is really.
That's the thing I was doing with the whipped cream the one time.
Okay. For fuck a system, because we are just jumping from story to story here. But early on, we went to Burgatory down by the waterfront, or in the waterfront, with our friend Sydney, whose name will get brought up constantly because she's really our only other friend.
She might get featured if she.
Oh, she without a doubt. She's forced onto the podcast.
Whether she likes it or not.
Whether she likes it or not, it will 100% be consensual. Like, let's hammer that point home. But she will be on here. Maybe we can get Carson on here too. Maybe
That'd be fun.
we'll have a bromance versus a real romance. Like, we'll have a newlywed game or something. But so we were down there, and there's milkshakes, and their milkshakes aren't super great. They do the bullshit where they make, if you order a chocolate shake, they make it with vanilla ice cream, just add chocolate syrup, which is a sin, without a doubt. But they make milkshakes, and Grant, how would so they come out? We both got the worms and dirt one, which is like the Halloween kind of one where they have the gummy worms and like the Oreo dust is dirt.
Yeah.
So how would you describe how you just deflowered that ice cream?
Okay, so for context, some of the milkshake, I got beef with like most places do this, but there were chunks in the milkshake.
Mm-hmm.
Like for this one, I think it was Oreo chunks, but like fucking blend that shit because there was
They were too big for the straw.
Bit of Oreo in the straw. Couldn't drink it, and so I don't know why my brain went there, but I was like, if I can't drink this, I'm gonna do something else to it. So my first thought was just like I can't call it seductively because it was just gross. But I just like tongue right in the whipped cream, quick little, just like,
And I believe
full eye contact with Steven.
Well, no. I think what happened, if I might be making this up, but the way I remember it was, you did it, and I saw you do it, and I was like, Grant, what the fuck were you just doing? You stuck your tongue and licked it, and then you turned to me, and then you like licked around the mountain of whipped cream, and then in response, and Sydney, I think Sydney was in the bathroom at the time while this was occurring, and so I grabbed my milkshake, and I turned to Grant, and I start licking around it real sexy, like, because let's be honest, only a man knows what a man wants. And and I start licking it, and then you start looking it back at me. And at one point, I like deep throat the pile of whipped cream a little bit. I think you did in return, and I think that is when Sydney came back from the bathroom, sat down. Neither of us acknowledged her, by the way, and we just kept sexually licking this. And then Sydney was like, "What the fuck?" Grant, having some level of shame, stopped. I just turned to Sydney and continued, making awkward eye contact while licking the whipped cream.
We have fun.
That was back in the pre-COVID times. No, it wasn't. Was it?
That's
a sophomore year. Fuck.
Yeah.
I thought it was early this year.
Time has no meaning.
Time, it doesn't. No.
What is the saying? Time isn't real, but my deadlines are.
Time flies when over 1 million people have died from fucking COVID.
Time flies when you have 4 exams next week, but there's a new.
You gonna finish that thought? You just kind of gave up halfway through.
Yeah, that's how I do most things at school.
So cool. This is the podcast. This is more important. You gonna finish?
I don't know, man. Sometimes I'll just be like, I'm gonna put a song on Spotify and just grind, or like just pop on a playlist and grind through my work, and then that somehow goes to the song I want to listen to isn't on Spotify. I'm gonna go to YouTube to, okay, well the song's over. I'm on YouTube now. What do I want to watch? And I think you can see from that how I don't get anything done. And my GPA hasn't suffered too much for it yet, but it's only a matter of time. I'm so fucked.
The GPAs might not have suffered, but
We have.
we have. Like, what is the quote you said? before about GPAs. I think it was if you have a GPA like mine, there's something fucking wrong with you.
Yeah, your life's not going great.
Yeah. If your GPA is like ours, your life's not going great. Now, now you might wonder to yourself, does that mean their GPA is really good or really bad? And frankly, we won't let you know.
GPA is not important. It is if you want to go to med school, but why do you want to go to med school?
Well, GPA is important if you're going on further education. I'd also argue that, like, listen, if you say, "Oh, I'm coming out with a 3.99 from University of Pittsburgh," and you have like and you have the other qualifications, that will definitely put you over the rest. But if you have a 4.0 GPA but have like no people skills, that's probably not going to help you out that much. But if you have all the stuff everyone else has and that's definitely gonna help you.
My parents don't want me to take a gap year, but the more time passes, the more I'm like, I'm not getting any of the stuff I need to have done. So I think I'm just gonna, fuck.
I think I'm gonna take a gap year because recently I found out because as I told you I was gonna go to Germany for a year if I got a scholarship to do my major, which you will never know. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. But that went through, and so I need to apply to graduate school now. I'm trying to go somewhere out west, where we'll have to keep the podcast going online somehow,
It's gonna work better with two mics.
without a doubt. Um, but so I need to start applying to grad school soon, and I might end up having to take a gap year just because I missed the previous window.
Yeah. Higher education is an absolute fucking nightmare, and if you don't have to do it, don't, because you don't need to go to college to be happy or successful.
Oh no, not at all. Look at us. We're not happy or successful.
But yeah,
We're currently playing with knives.
and talking into a USB mic.
Talking to a USB mic that we got rented for 3 days. Because come on, University of Pittsburgh, can we not have it for a little fucking longer?
$14,000 in tuition for a semester, and they can't hook us up with some XLR shit.
Well, don't worry. Once we tell them about all our followers, they'll surely give us one that we can rent for more than 3 days.
If my grandparents die, we could just buy a real setup.
Oh God, you want to explain how that's not an absolutely horrible thing to say for you?
No, it is. It's a terrible thing, and I really don't. I really hope that they're okay, but at the same time, they're not really my family anymore. I hope they're okay because they're human beings.
Since it's okay for me, I'll hope they're not okay. But since you're family, you can't say that. I'll say it for you.
Oh, they're not family to me. I've met them once and FaceTimed my grandma like another 2 times, except she was not all there. So
it's fair to say that not obviously don't want to get too into your personality, but it's fair to say you have a tenuous relationship with your family.
Yeah, that's fair.
And so
the miracles of growing up Asian.
Excuse me, racist much?
Just a little.
How dare you stereotype? As an Asian American myself, I am extremely upset that you would stereotype my people and my culture in such a horrible way.
I would love for us to keep this up for the next however many episodes.
I could be like that one congressman who they found the burner account for saying that he was like a gay black man, but he's actually a white guy.
Republicans.
I don't know if he was a Republican, but I'm sure he was.
God, if he was a Democrat, that would have been even more fucking. What were we talking about?
Jeez. I don't know how long we've been going for. As I asked,
almost an hour.
Almost an hour. Do you think we have enough time for the bags?
There's no hard time.
I know, but I know we don't want to go over too long. Probably gonna shoot for an hour to hour and a half until we become rich and famous. Where then we'll give you, the viewers that helped us get here, a solid 2.5 hour podcast.
How many years do you think it'll take for us to get enough like subscribers, followers, or just a general community where we can open a Patreon to get like viewer input and also money, but viewer input?
Well, it depends, honestly. I mean, sometimes you're lucky. Sometimes shows blow up. I mean, I hope that we blow up. I don't think we will. I mean, you just gave the no neck, like the slice neck thing.
Yes, the French Revolution. Well, no, that would be for the.
Oh, it is time to cut off the head of another.
We should do another Reign of Terror.
I'm doing specific.
I think we both have someone in mind.
Yeah, fair. God, we really need to organize this because
We do. Like, we can't script this, but I think it would be
We need to
nice
list
just
more
have
topics
a
to
bullet
talk
point of
about.
topics.
Yeah, and we tried to do that a little bit, but we ended up just kind of having some rough ideas. I mean, like looking at it, right? I mean, fuck it. Let's just unveil the curtain on this Wizard of Oz motherfucker. We talked about. We've given some likes. We didn't say our majors. We gave a rough. I mean, do you want to describe yourself for the people at home? Tell them about your sexy twin flake frame.
Okay, well, yeah, we haven't been lifting for a couple of months, so it's gotten pretty bad.
We just he's. I mean, he's not a bear, but he's not a twin.
We're not like head of the big titty committee, but like we got something.
We got some chests going.
Yeah.
I'm definitely a bigger cup than you.
Yeah.
The big. Do you want to elaborate on the big titty committee?
Part of me doesn't.
Okay, well you already said it, so I feel like we need to elaborate a little bit, or else people are gonna think we're a douchebag.
I understand how absolutely horrible and honestly very misogynistic that sounds, but I rest assured this isn't out of any sort of ill will towards women or people with large breasts. This is
we believe it or not, we do not hate our big tittied brethren.
This is about. Okay, so this was also, like many horrible things in our brains, triggered by Bleach. But something that we have noticed in Bleach, and we have increasingly noticed in other anime that
it's a plague in the anime community,
is egregious breasts. Like
and size changing breasts too.
Size changing breasts. That one's more just the studio's fault for not having good animators. But like, okay. There are two of the characters in Bleach was Inoue, and Matsumoto, Lieutenant Matsumoto. Massive breasts, like unreal. Well, I guess
Matsumoto was. We're talking like bigger than watermelons.
It was insane.
She was the founder of the Big Titty Committee.
Yeah, but Martha, because you see the characters on screen for the first time. My first thought was, holy shit, instant back pain.
Mm-hmm.
But like. Yeah, I don't know. It became kind of a meme because they were self-aware about it too.
Yeah.
And there was one episode where I think Matsumoto shames another lieutenant for having a flat chest.
It was the beach episode.
Yeah, didn't love that episode for several reasons.
It was absolutely hilarious, but absolutely horribly problematic.
Oh, it was garbage. And we can get into this in a later episode.
Well, a Bleach episode.
We promised it would be an anime podcast.
We're not an anime podcast, but we should probably have one out of every 15 episodes be an anime episode.
My life is divided into two parts, before and after Bleach.
Before Bleach, people didn't care about who I was before I put on the Bleach.
I don't know if that's a reference you get. That's a reference I barely get.
People didn't know who I was.
No, before. And I'm pretty sure it's from that shitty Wattpad fic that got turned into a movie.
Yeah, I don't know that.
Okay, cool. Neither do I, but I know the meme.
But to finish elaborating on the Big Titty Committee, because again, it's in a way calling out the absolute bullshit that is a lot of anime, because the character Orihime Inoue is 15 to 17 for the series, probably. I think she might hit 18 at the end of it. I'm not 100% sure.
She's a child.
She is under 18 for the series. And she is given very clearly and very talked about, very known within the show, large breasts. Only shadowed by Lieutenant Matsumoto's, who's the lieutenant of your favorite captain.
Oh yes, my son.
Your son. And there's also a couple other characters who are also within the committee, but we'll save their names for a later thing. But also if you look at Kakegurui, Yumiko would be in this group of just obscene, kind of wrong almost. But also I want to emphasize it's not just women. Ichigo's in it too, because he's just absolutely massive pets.
Fucking. My question with breasts, and if anybody ever happens to hear upon this, if you have large breasts, please weigh in. What is the clothing situation? Because Kakegurui, the school uniforms. Okay, I actually have beef with the school uniforms because it's form fitting. Like the blazer is scooped under her boobs, and
Yes.
I just wonder how it does that and what it looks like when she's not wearing it. And also, do you remember the one? What was the one pose she did where?
She does a pose where she cups her own breasts into her biceps.
Yeah,
And then puts her wrists in between them,
she
separating
pushes
them
the
out
boobs.
completely. She separates them farther apart. It's like her. It's like if. It's like the equivalent of if you could take your eyes into your pupils and both of them went a different. Both of them went outwards.
Chameleon titties.
Yeah, yeah. She had chameleon boobs
Oh,
where they move the and it's just and to like emphasize that it is a both a men and women thing. And in most cases, it's calling, and we ourselves aspire to be in the big titty committee. Well, we work on our when we work on our chests at the glorious International House of Gains, that is the gym.
we're douchebags, aren't we?
Well, I mean, when I say that, I obviously am joking, but we're douchebags for plenty of other reasons.
Yeah.
We, if you just to lean into the audience here, if you just forgot, we just spent 5 minutes talking about the big titty committee. So,
You haven't even brought up the other shit I said.
oh God, do we want to do that now? Okay, so a segment for the show I was thinking of is the fuck did you just say to me? And that'd be the name of the segment. And I don't know, should I do like a call thing like the fuck did you just say to me? Or some shit like that. We have like a dope ass guitar intro riff or something. By the way, did you like our intro? Thought it was kind of cool. It was like a bedtime story thing. Sorry, besides the point. We're getting off track. But Grant, the other day we were talking about science. And Grant looked me dead in the eyes, and I really feel like it needs to come out of your mouth. So you want to say it?
Okay, can I give a little context?
No, you can say it and then give context. Because I want them to hear unadulterated the bullshit you gave me. I'll back away. I won't say it.
This is what happens when you give the peasants knowledge.
I think it was. This is what happens when you give the peasants.
Scientific research.
This is what happens when you let the peasants look at science or something like that.
Okay, for context, because I feel ashamed. I feel
you don't.
no,
You don't
no,
feel ashamed for a second.
no, for using the word peasant.
It is. It was one step up from plebeian.
It's so gross. Oh my god.
It was so entitled.
Okay, to be fair, I was pissed because okay, there was an ad.
He's swinging a knife.
There was a
right
whole.
now.
It's sheathed. It's fine. There's a whole genre of ads on YouTube, and you see like the Dr. Squatch soap. By the way, fuck them. But also, I'm sure the soap is good.
The questioning masculinity ads.
Yeah, it's the ads that prey on guys who are insecure in their own masculinity. So usually it's either something about not appealing to being more appealing to women, having like, or just like being better grooming, like reproductive health, that sort of shit.
To be fair, it is normally talking about stuff that's considered unmasculine. They're trying to make it masculine, but the way they do it is like
It's so predatory. It's
Yes.
gross. But yeah. Okay, yeah, because like fuck that. There was an ad for a probiotic, and the first thing I said is there was a probiotic that can make your balls bigger. And the study they cite is one study done in rats where they found, and I looked it up and I was sure because there was literally only this one study done in rodents that it made their balls bigger. Here's the thing
they
they did.
exploded. And then they ballooned up. They started floating away with an old man and a Boy Scout.
Okay.
And they landed at a waterfall in South America.
But here's the thing, and here's why this triggered me. There are at least, like, I looked on, I don't think it was PubMed, it was a different journal or like other site, maybe Springer. There were at least 13 other studies of using the same, like, lactobacillus strain in humans. And granted, none of them were looking at, testicular mass because that's a really weird thing to study in humans.
Let me see them balls.
But there are so many other uses for lactobacillus reuteri other than, getting bigger balls. And just the audacity of this man to come onto YouTube and say, do you am I being entitled, or is this actually infuriating? Okay. This is a thing that
He's now brandishing a knife. He's
hate,
motioning it towards the microphone.
I hate reading scientific research, and I get that it's an absolute slog, but people need to stop fucking citing research when they don't know how to read and interpret it.
Mhm.
it's like the anti-vaxxers, the anti-maskers. They're like, look at this study. You read it, small sample size, poorly done studies. Sometimes they just straight up didn't fucking read it. I'm like, I am principally like, if we go by the most basic principle, I do believe in the democratization of knowledge because I think it's harmful to reserve like scientific research and stuff for only the people who like can't afford it or are in academia. But learn how to fucking use it first, please. And I get that people won't because sometimes if what you believe in isn't true, you'll just, cherry pick what you want. We've been doing with the Bible for centuries. But like, holy shit.
Yeah, fuck you, Catholics.
This actually,
Take that, bitches. So religion jam. Fuck you.
I like how I didn't really say much for an hour and then I just got triggered and went off for 3 minutes.
Listen, I want to make sure you're talking. And I don't want to feel like I'm overshadowing. I know I probably am a bit, and I apologize for that.
Granted, I think the things you have to say are probably more entertaining.
To finish we were also. So you were saying all that to me, and I then said something along the lines of, well, yeah, and there's also all those bullshit studies out there that say drinking red wine and eating chocolate's going to save you from cancer and shit like that. And then that's when you just drop the absolute glorious gem of this is what happens when the peasants get science, or this is what happens when the peasants get research. And like, I understand what you're saying, but is some of the fault not on the fact that those are the kind of projects that get funding? Because a big part of science, arguably the main part of science, is for somebody to do an experiment to try and understand something, and then hundreds of other people from around the world trying to recreate that experiment and recreate the results of that experiment to prove with a doubt that what you've done, what you have researched and the conclusion you've made, the theory, the hypothesis you make turns into a theory. But that's not getting funding. So that's not happening a lot. And so isn't part of the problem not also the science that gets funded is the bullshit science?
Yeah, that's fair. Oh, yeah, cause we attend a pretty big research university. We've already said we go to the University of Pittsburgh.
Help it.
It's a cult. Oh my god.
It's not. Listen, I don't know.
Penn State's a
I
cult.
don't know if you did. Listen, hold on, let me get into the mic a little bit here. Hold on. Let me build myself up here. Let me realize this is something really important. I think this might be the basis of our podcast right here. You ready for this? Fuck Penn State.
You just pissed off the population of a small country.
Fuck the small country. Listen, here's the thing. I'm sure there's plenty of people at Penn State that are fairly nice. I'm sure that 99.99999% white population is really great. They definitely don't hate anybody who's not like them over there. But here's the thing. I think every college should be like this. That you should be able to take a friendly jab at, because Penn State and Pitt used to have a pretty big rivalry, and I mean it's no secret that Penn State's significantly better than us at football now, even though they just came off having a really garbage season. But if I say fuck Penn State and that turns you off this show completely, I don't want you listening to this show.
Grow up.
Now, if you say,
God damn it.
I don't know why I have an alarm set for 12 p.m. I'm those guys who doesn't have reminders, he has alarms, because I have a horrible memory. But if I say fuck Penn State and you're like, oh, fuck these guys, I never listen again, I don't want you listening to us. If I say fuck Penn State and your response is like, oh, all right, fuck Pitt or something like that, or something like, I'm fine with that. I'm all for that. That's friendly rivalry. We're all members of a cult. But if you go to Penn State, an Oklahoma, an Alabama, one of those schools, and you can't acknowledge the fact that you are in a cult a little bit, even just a little bit. First, do you need help? We can send somebody. Just I'll give you my personal email. You can we can send some people and they can see what's going on with you guys. They can give you help if you need. But also, you should be able to understand that it's a little cultish. Like, there's nothing inherently wrong with that. Like, I'm sometimes even here at Pitt, I wish we were a little bit more prideful in like our sports and stuff. So I get that, but you have to understand, like, you have to be a little self-aware. You
Yeah.
playing fucking Duolingo over there again? You find trying to rip me off?
What were we even talking about? Oh yeah, fuck research. Jesus Christ, even
What do you mean, Jesus Christ, Steven? You took us off the road.
that's fair. It was my fault. But yeah, no, like there is so much pressure to get into research and to put out research. And I don't really have, I'm not pointing fingers because I have no one to blame in particular. I've seen shit studies, but from no one I know in particular.
Blame the government.
There is such a push. Well, part of it is competing for funding. Jesus Christ, is competing for funding.
Mm-hmm.
But like, oh, there is so much pressure to just do research and get published because it looks good
Mm-hmm.
that people will put out the most dog shit studies. I don't know if, oh, one of the things, like I mentioned anti-maskers earlier, somebody posted, I don't even remember where, it was probably on Reddit, which was, should have already been a red flag.
Mm-hmm.
But like, somebody was like, oh yeah, cloth masks don't work. Look at this study about the Spanish flu from 1918. And if you go down to the discussion section of this not very long research section, they make two very important notes that basically invalidate all their data showing that wearing cloth masks was very ineffective at stopping the influenza. One, they had a small sample size. I think it was like 50 people. And two, their subjects did not adhere to the mask wearing policy that closely, which basically means they weren't even doing the procedure right. So this guy posted a fucking study in there that was complete bullshit. And I partly blame him for, not reading it, but I also blame the assholes who published that because who's in the journal? Who let this go through?
Yeah.
Um, I went from tired to angry.
I mean, that's really that's your two emotions.
Sometimes I'm horny.
I was about to say sometimes you're horny. Like, I was literally, if there was one more second of silence there, I was about to say, except sometimes you're horny. I think I'm gonna sauce it up after this. Some applesauce.
Okay, yeah,
After we finish recording, you want some applesauce? Maybe watch it. We could watch a couple of Food Wars.
yeah.
You know, I do have my early class week tomorrow. But like, fuck it. I guess I just won't sleep. Uh,
Well, I think as you can probably tell, we're probably gonna stop recording now.
what do we hit? What do we hit?
We're at an hour and almost 20 minutes.
Nice, nice. All right. Well, I'm thinking next week we can talk about the horrors of bad leche. We can talk about some stuff some horrible things you said about our mutual friend's pasta. And there was something else you said earlier in the week that I really. Oh, we can talk about your ass tattoo.
Oh yeah, and our egregious purchases at Target.
Yep. And so that's gonna be the end of our first show. I mean, please, like, listen. This is probably gonna go on YouTube. It's probably gonna be on Spotify too. Please, like, I know it sucks. Give us ideas. I mean, like, we'd be happy. We'll give you credit for the post. Like, if you were like, oh, it'd be pretty fun if you guys talked about this. Like, yeah, we'll just give it a try.
Yeah, by all means, weigh in. It's free.
Yeah, weigh in. It's free. Don't forget to. I can't say it. I was gonna say it.
Please don't.
I
Please don't.
can't
I know
say
we
it.
were gonna do
I
it.
can't say. I'm not there yet, but hopefully one day we're gonna be big and famous, and we'll look back at the court and we'll be like, "Ha! Look at those dumb fucks."
Yeah.
And so yeah,
Yeah, in lieu of fully committing to this shit, have a good night.
yeah. Have a good night, and don't forget to kiss the homies goodnight.
Uh, love you. Bye.